They just want you to sit in your chair and go hip hip hooray for the Western press and the Western narrative. Regurgitating the same old, same old, same old every single day without this. Please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series. Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Morning everyone, it's me again, and I just want to say this just before I kick off. Gap painting services, if you ever need anything doing inside, outside, get these people in. Even your garage, you know, if you want that all painted up. If you've got wooden doors there, they do it, they're brilliant, get them in. If you're an elderly person or persons, a couple that is, if you're an NHS worker, you get special discounts. Just get them in, please get them in. And if you don't fit into those categories, just call them for the price without any obligation. Get them down. Just speak to them. They're absolutely brilliant. And don't struggle, please don't struggle trying to paint the outside or whatever, you know, window sashes in. If you've got wooden window sashes, don't struggle. Get these lads in. Great reasonable prices. First class, no cowboys. Fully time served and they're fully insured. That's Gap Painting Services. Who, excuse me, who sponsor every pod that I do, every single one. And we're back. Woke up this morning, and what did I learn? America has invaded Venezuela. What can you say about that country? I don't care what anyone, they'll lock me up or whatever, you know. They're a terrorist state. Venezuela's done nothing. It's pure, unadulterated lies to give them a motive to go in and attack a peaceful country. Lies said about their leader. A leader who was democratically elected by the people of Venezuela, the ordinary citizens. And what are they doing now? They're bombing Caracas, the capital. It's an absolute disgrace. I thought it was going to come on and so, which I will do, talk about films. But this is sickening me, this. Now they're going to attack. This is Rubio, by the way. Rubio hates Latin America because his parents came from Cuba. And what's it doing? What's it actually doing? He wants to destroy, this is Rubio, he wants to destroy Cuba. Where does Cuba get its energy from? Venezuela. There's a knock-on effect. I'm sick, actually. I'm sick of this. As I said, I put a post up on Facebook on New Year's Day, open for peace. All as I'm seeing, since I've been born, all as I've been seeing is wars. And who's the culprits of the wars? America. America started everything, no matter what. Now, you've got to look at the likes of Israel, actually. You've got to. And every time that Netanyahu goes to America, have you noticed there's an escalation somewhere? Now they're going to attack Iran as well. This is the man of peace. This is Trump, the man of peace. So, for peace, this is what he says. For peace, we'll bomb you into peace. This is what he is. Sick. I'm really sick of it. Sick of him. Sick of America. It's just terrible what's happening. People are dying. They're still bombing in Gaza. Do you know that there's still people today now going to be killed in Gaza? It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. So sick. TW. Mona Franken chat. I'd say smash the likes and subscribe on the way in, please. Thank you, T. The boss. Greetings, Frank. I'm sorry I missed your programme last night, but was at a very important meeting. Is that relevant to your team? I've got me relevant to your team. On my way out to brunch, need some fresh, cold air. Have a good one. Thank you. Thank you. Have some brunch. Enjoy it while you can. Big up. Gap Patent Services. Thank you. That's lovely, that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, T. The Liverpool Vlogs. Hi, Lee. Hello, Frank. Hope all is well. Just watched a film about Billy Moore in the Thailand prison, etc. Have you? No, I haven't. No. I haven't, Lee. Yanks will do what for other countries? Oil and minerals. Yeah, because they've got rich earth minerals as well, just besides the oil, the biggest oil deposit they've got. But it's not. That's not the only thing. I'm being honest with you. This is why you've got to look more deeply into it. See, remember that Mikado who he wants to put in, who was groomed by Mossad and the CIA, groomed for years. Well, they wanted to put her in, so they got hold of the Swedish lot, the committee of the Nobel Peace Prize, and they forced them, you better give it to them, to her. This is a woman who begged America to go and bomb her own country. If you bomb anywhere, civilians are going to be killed. Collateral damage. So they wanted her in. This is where all the lies and everything came about. So they said, she's a peace-loving woman because she won the Nobel Peace Prize. She should never have got it, ever. It was fixed. It's corrupt. The world is full of corruption, and we're living it. We're living right in it. To put that woman in a puppet. For the likes of Israel, by the way. Think about it. She wears a little tiny hat, if women wear them over there. I'm so sick of it. Really, it's not half upset me. A few days into the new year, I just wanted a peaceful year, but you won't get it. As I said, the next thing is Iran. They're going to bomb fuck out of them. But Iran will fight back. They'll fight back. All the lies about Iran that come out, just the same as Venezuela. You look, ever since the Roman times, you've always had to have an excuse to invade a country. Ever since Roman times, the Romans needed motives to go into countries. And they invaded us, the Claudian invasion of AD 42. But they needed a motive. And there was a fellow by the name of Verica. And he said that the likes of Tuggy Jobners and Caraticus, two brothers, were trying to take over tribes who were anti-Roman. Because there's already, since Caesar, has set up client kingdoms, for trade. That's all, for trade. And that Verica got to Rome, and he said, listen, can you help? Hence the motive and the reason to come and invade here, Britannicus. So it's right through. It's right through. You can go to the Second World War, for example. All right, let's go to the First World War. And the allies of the West, they were just sitting there, but the seeds had already been sown after the 1871 Franco-Prussian War. The seeds of the First World War were sown then. Then you had the Schlieffen Plan of 1891, where the Germans said, we'll draw in the British onto French soil, take them out, both France and the Brits, and we'll just go eastward to Russia. That was their plan. That was the Schlieffen Plan. So everything was set up for 1914. And the assassination of Franz Joseph. That was the kickoff. Then you had the Second World War, where the appeasement of 1938 and going into, excuse me, and going into Czechoslovakia. Then they went into Poland, 1939. We declared war on Germany. That was it. And believe it or not, there would never have been a war if we wouldn't have declared war. See, we're warmongers as well, unfortunately. We just love little wars. The boss. By the way, watch the Year of the Gun film this week. Again, dramatised fiction based on Red Brigade, Aldo Moro saga with Sharon Stone. Yeah, it's good. And I like this actor. He used to be in the Brat Pack. McCarthy. McCarthy. He's in it. It's a good film. Yeah. Yeah. Brigati Rosso, the Red Brigade. Know all about it. We'll try and catch up later. By the way, also a film, Broken, with Tim Roth. Brilliant. Bit heavy, most of modern people. I propose. Is that propose? I can't fucking see. Reminds me of the neighbourhoods I grew up in. See you later. Okay, boss. Thought you were going. Boss, thought you were going. See you later. Hopefully, Dave is still in bed. I won't be deleting my comments. He won't. Why would he be? It the likes, folks, says the boss. Callum. All right, lads. Info on the game tomorrow, 3 p.m. Sky Sports. And when people speak about heaven and hell, I'm sure this is hell. Fulham always give us an hard game. And after the debacle that we played the other night, fucking hell. I'm being honest with you. I'm coming out and saying it. I want Slot gone. He's going to, well, he is destroying us. I just want him out of my club. A club I've supported since the 60s as a kid. Going in the boys' pen with our Stevie. And he's destroying her. Since FSG's took over, okay, since Ix and Gillette, these Americans, right? Ix and Gillette and FSG, these are fucking Americans. Haven't a fucking clue. Haven't a clue. Just like some of the fucking Americans, ordinary Americans are living in, they don't even know where the fucking state is on a map. Their own state. They don't know, they haven't a clue. I heard one saying, what's the capital of Europe? They thought Europe was a fucking country. The EU. What's the EU stand for? European Union. Oh, what's the capital there then? What's the capital of that country? These Americans for you. Yet they love starting wars. So anyway, get back to football. Since they came in, Rafa went, didn't he? Rafa was forced out. You know, I don't know whether you're aware of that, but he was forced out by Ix and Gillette. And we forced them out. And unfortunately, some of our lads have been bought off by this fucking group, FSG. But think about it. You know, we've had managers right through, from the Shanks right up. And I don't think that we've looked at, since FSG, since Ix and Gillette sold onto FSG, you know, I've never known. There's only been one manager I've liked what they've appointed. The rest have been fucking useless. That's Hodgson, the Northern Irish fella, and this fucking fella now. And it's down to them. It's down to Michael Edwards. He's a fucking phone. I always remember some pod, going back a couple of years ago, saying that Edwards was the Messi of football, bringing in players. And he mentioned Virgil van Dijk, and this is while he was gone, by the way. He brought in Virgil and Ali. No, he fucking didn't. No, he didn't. It was Jurgen Klopp who wanted them. Jurgen Klopp. Do you ever remember Rafa wanting David Silva? And the Exton Gillette wouldn't give him the money. But think about it. What he did brought Xabi Alonso, brought in Mascherano, Fernando Torres, El Nino. These are the players that our managers wanted. Even Klopp, but Klopp, shoestring, no matter how you look at it, shoestring budget. And these are Americans for you. Fucking destroyed. You've only got to look at Man United. They're our biggest rivals in world football. Yeah, you've only got to look at them. Look at their owners, the Glazers. They've been wanting them out for years. And I always remember when Hicks and Gillette were forced to give up Liverpool Football Club, the Man United fans were saying, don't get in more Americans. Don't get them in if they're going to leave. Don't bring more in. They'll ruin your club. Fucking hell. It will be gone in the summer. One thinks we are waiting to get Nagelsmann after the World Cup, says Callum. Well, there's strong talk about Roberto De Zerbi, even now today. Strong talk. Roberto De Zerbi. The vlogs. But thankfully I won't be here by the time we get to that point. But going back hundreds of years ago, people probably said the same as me when engineering changing at the time, the 1500s, etc. Yeah, you're talking about the Industrial Revolution. Well, this country started the Industrial Revolution. I've gone over this loads of times. We started it. But Liverpool's really started it. Do you know that? Liverpool. With the very first wet dock. The very first wet dock in the world. With big gates controlling the water. Incredible piece of engineering. By Thomas Steers, a Dutchman, but we anglicised his name to Thomas Steers. Incredible. So it opened, the gates opened. It only took 6 years from 1709 to 1715. And it's opened up the new dock. Incredible. Incredible feat of engineering. That was the start of it, really. The Industrial Revolution. But unfortunately, lack of education for our kids. They didn't want to educate the poor. They didn't want to educate. They thought that the poor were poor and that was it. They had no brains. But there was very clever little kids. So we lagged behind then. Because there's no one to take over. The elite didn't want to go into anything like that. So by 1870 and 1880, with the Forster Act and the Mandela Act, we started to educate and open up schools rather than little charity schools where they learn you to sing hymns. That was the charity schools. Bring you to a church and singing hymns. But at least we started opening schools. But it was only the elite who could go on to universities, by the way. Oh, it's fucking pain. It's time to get fucking excited. Yanks have no knowledge. There is a whole world out there. Most just think it's just them on the planet. No, you're right, Lee. They really think that's it. That's it. You get an ordinary American family, like today, for example, when they wake up, here's what they'll do. Want some breakfast, honey? Yes, sure, honey. So they sit down, they get the kids. Yeah, honey, kids. And they put the television on. It's going to be a fine day today. Shall we go somewhere, honey? Now let's just play in the backyard. This is what the fucking like. This is what they're like. They just haven't a clue. They just see what the weather forecast is like. They're not interested in it abroad. I like an actor called John Cusack, and he calls out the Trump administration, for what's going on. And you should see the people that's turned against them. I'm not talking about ordinary American turning against them. And that X, fucking shocking. I support him. I follow him. But you're right there, Lee. They have no knowledge at all. Fucking thick. Honestly, they are. I'm sorry to say that. I don't like calling people thick, but they fucking are. Just having a clue. Reliable sources, says Callum, said we're getting that Adam Morton from Palace. Great sign. Oh, for fuck's sake, Callum. Sources. I thought we were getting 70 or, and all that. Do you remember Bellingham? We were getting fucking him, weren't we? I've said to you, Colin, before, I will not believe anything until I see someone sitting at the AXA or up at Anfield, and there's a contract in front of them, and you see them looking up with a pen in their hands and going. That's the only time I believe it. The source of tomato ketchup. But whether we do get that Wharton or anybody else for that matter, this other lad from, this fucking South American who plays in Belgium, whether we get him, it's only shoring up slot. Because they fucked up by appointing him. I bet you any of you on here didn't know who fucking Slot was. I didn't. I never had a clue who he was. And they know they fucked up. You've only got to look at Chelsea. They sacked their manager. They're fucking doing better than us. And don't come out and fucking tell me that he won us the league. He didn't. It was Mo Salah. Mo Salah won us the league. Nobody else. No one else. That man, Mo Salah. And people turned against him. Remember the fucking scapegoat? We've got to have a scapegoat. Instead of looking at fucking Slot, he was the scapegoat. And one of the lads quite rightly said last night, or on the football show, that that with Mo opening his mouth, that put all the attention on Mo and left Slot alone. A big distraction. And I agrees with him. But if someone fucking comes up to you, which Mo, you've got to look at what Mo said. You've got to look, Mo Salah loves this club. He adores this club. He loves the people. His family love the people. Just like Ula Klopp and the kids love Liverpool, Jurgen. And someone come up to him, to Mo, and said, "You're fucking going. You're getting sold. Ends off. Now fuck off." What are you going to say? You're going to come out and say it. Someone wants me. That you've got to look at that little fucking sentence at the end. Someone wants me gone from Liverpool. Think about it. Would you say anything? Of course you fucking would. And that was the distraction. And they were fucking made up. Left Slot. And still he's fucking ruining this fucking club. I should have been more vociferous in our football things. But that's me. I don't want you to, whether you agree with me. I've always said, people have different opinions. You don't have to agree with one another. Know what I mean? But I just want him out the club. I just want him fucking gone. The sooner the better. Because this can only go worse. He's not going to change. He's fucking hell. Honest. If you think Amarim's bad for Man United, this fucking fella's worse. Ten Hag is a better manager than him. Ten Hag, look what he done to Man United. When he was standing on the touchline when we were stuffing them 7-0. And this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen to Liverpool. I'm telling you, we're gonna come across a fucking big eyed. Could be tomorrow. You never fucking know. Daryl. You won't get Wharton. Will be a quiet January according to Born Again Peace. I remember him, Peace, and it was funny because I wanted Kvaratskhelia. And you know that because I was mentioning him. And he came out, why we never signed him, for 58 million, Kvaratskhelia. And he said, didn't he? He was an unknown source. See, because he's on the fucking payroll. He's on the fucking payroll like some of our podcasters. I wonder if they pay for my play if I say nice things about them. FSG to be put on. Also been watching documentaries on that Fred Zimnick climbing chimneys, talk about lack of health and safety back then. Yeah, I used to watch him back in the day. Fred blowing up chimneys and climbing up them. Yeah, I remember him, Lee. Fred Zimnick. And yeah, I know it is. Edwards one smoke. Yeah, I know. I know that, mate. Okay, every fucking time I come in here, my nose itches. You know, here, just here, not here. Every fucking time. Bella. Ciao Franco. E tutti. Hiya. Hiya, Bella. Okay. And Daryl says the hiding will come from City. Could come from when do we play Arsenal? The week after next. Could come from them. Morning, Frank. A bit nippy outside today. Bit late, but I try not to miss your show, says Gary Digby. It's fucking nippy in here where I am. There's a couple of films I want you to watch anyway. I'll tell you about in a moment or two. Watched True Grit last night. What a film! What one? Is that the one with Jeff Bridges or John Wayne? The Wayne man. I watched Woody Allen's Banana. I know that song. I've seen it, but I've seen it years ago. Funny. Bananas in the Banana Republic. And Christopher. Hi, Frank and everyone. Like and subscribe. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you. John Wayne and Kenny Rogers, True Grit. Yeah, that was a cracking film with Wayne. And you put it up your lips and roll and curl your tinted. Yep, Kenny. Christopher, you'll have to let me know when you're coming for these fucking books, mate. Because if you don't come, I'll have to give them away. If you know what I mean. I'm trying to empty me, not empty it, you know, books that I don't read anymore. Out of my little library. Right here it is. Looking at it, all my books. I'd like to show you it one day. I've got loads, but they're all classics. History books of the Romans and things, because that's who I lectured about. And different things, literature, all my lovely literature. But I can't use my left arm because it fucking kills me. Terrified to fucking move it in case that pain comes back. I've got to sit fucking awkward as well. Oh, it's just that. See what I mean? Fucking in bulk I am. Our biggest mistake, bar none, was selling Luis Diaz. May I add, for buttons compared to what I think his price should have been. Nunes, to a degree. No, Nunes, it was a fucking big mistake. Like Diaz, he looked brilliant in pre-season. Look, I watched. I watched Liverpool. What did I watch? I watched about the three, and I always remember saying to Francine, I said, "You watch these." I said, because you'll never see the same three again ever. And this is while they were at the peak. That was Bobby, Mane, Sadio, and Mo. Incredible. And just watch them. It's on YouTube. I was watching a program again about Liverpool on YouTube, and it was like a couple of seasons ago. Fuck it. Unbelievable. The counter, the press, the counter attacks, the speed. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I remember Henry VIII, and he married Anna Cleves, and he'd never seen her. He never ever seen her. It's not a fucking joke, this, by the way. And anyway, they got married. She's there, all veils up. And he went like that, lifted the veil up. He lifted the veil up. And he got the fucking shock of his life. And that's what it's like with us, with football. We've gone from beautiful football, just say beautiful, to ugly. I hate using that word, by the way. I don't like calling anyone ugly or anything like that. I'm not like that. But we're playing ugly football. Football that we don't want to watch. From the beautiful football that we all embraced and loved. Do you see what I mean? That's the only analogy I can fucking give you. Henry VIII and Alan Cleves. Paulie. Hiya, Paulie. Hi, Frank. Chat. Happy New Year. I'm listening in. Nice to have you listening in, Paulie. And Daryl says, Sol Diaz, so Rio could come through, and he's not even being played. Well, so weak off the left. On the left, Gapco is garbage. Playing Vert off the left when he isn't a winger. It's a joke. McAllister is out of form. Yep, you've only got to look at the players. You know, some great players, even Virgil. Let's be honest. He's out of form. They're all fucking. Why are they out of form? We ended up with three wing backs against Leeds: Bradley, Frimpong, and Robertson. The man is clueless, says Darryl. Yes. Right, I'm going to go on to films, by the way. I've sent me a piece about football. We've got tomorrow, watch along pre-match as well. So I'll be on about 2 o'clock for the pre-match. 3 o'clock kick-off, isn't it? So I'll be on at 2 for the pre-match. The watch along then, the post-match. So I finished now with football. I'm going to talk about films. This is what this is about. I know I opened up by saying about America and the attack on Venezuela. They're at war with Venezuela, a country that's done no fucking harm to anybody but just the lies that they were drug runners and Maduro, a fucking drug cartel fella. Total BS, total lies, total propaganda to give them the motive to fucking go and invade. And all those poor fucking fishermen who were blown out of the water saying that they were carrying drugs. Fucking shocking. Shocking. So now it's films. And Gary says, Gumshoe, you're not going to believe it, but I used to knock around with a girl, and her cousin wrote Gumshoe. What was his name? I seen him. And he actually had a small part in it. Oh, what was his fucking name? Gumshoe, Albert Finney. And I never met Albert Finney, but I met the writer. Fucking, he was in the house, he was in her house. You know, her mother's house. Phil Neville, something Neville. Not Neville, like Neville, you know, but something Neville, someone Neville, like Jimmy Neville or something like that. That was his name, met him. That was my first claim to fame. Like Gumshoe, and I played for him 74 star and Paul, great fella, Paul Barber. Lovely man, down to earth. Scouser. Funny enough, we were together in 2000, St. George's Hall. You know, when we let him in and that fucking Ringo Starr and that Dave Stewart. Dave Stewart, I heard him saying, don't like this place. Liverpool. I can't now. Fucking Starr never said anything. I actually miss Henderson's. Oh, he will get us. I'm not talking about it now, Darryl. Sorry. I don't miss fucking Henderson. He's the luckiest fucking Liverpool captain ever. Luckiest. When you look at leaders, Steven Gerrard, one of the greatest leaders, Graham Souness, one of the greatest, Alan Hansen, oh come on. You're talking about fucking Henderson. Luckiest fucking man, luckiest fucking lead, luckiest captain, in my opinion, winning everything. Rio caused more havoc when he came on for 10 minutes than most of the team in the whole of the game. But yeah, back to films, Frank. Right, yeah, look, there's one to watch. Jason and the Argonaut, great film. I know all this like high-tech technology that they put in films now. Is a CGI, is it? And there was a fella by the name of what's his name? Something Harryhausen. One of the greatest you know, FX fellas. Incredible. I'm fighting the air. You know, these skeletons. Great film. Absolutely brilliant. Jason and the Argonauts. Just a good film to watch. I tell you what I watched as well, and you get us on YouTube, is Sinbad and his voyages. The Voyages of the Golden Voyages of Sinbad, brilliant. Know what I mean? I'll tell you a film to watch. You get it on YouTube. Excuse me. Is The Game with Michael Douglas. I've gone off Michael because of his dad, unfortunately. And he's a bit of a cunt as well. And another prick, which I thought he was a great actor, which he is. Sean Penn. As soon as Sean Penn went over to Zelensky and handed him his Oscar, oh, fuck off, you fucking asshole. But it's a great film. I was going to watch it because it was a good film when I seen it. And you get it on YouTube now. It's a good film, so watch it. And I thought, no, I put it on. And I was looking, and I can't stand that Michael Douglas anymore. Albeit I used to like him. And Sean, that's me though. Sean Penn. That's me. But that's on. I'll tell you another one as well. Congo. It's just called Congo. About the jungle. It's good. Laura Linney. She's great actress, Laura Linney. Really good. I watched her in Ozark, but I only watched the first series of Ozark with Jason Bateman and Laura Linney. Excellent stuff. And I tell people to watch it, but just watch the first series. You've only got to watch the first series. You know, you've seen it then. But I don't like season 2, season 3, and all that fucking crap. You do away with that. Same as Tulsa King. I only watched 2 of the series. Stallone, brilliant, but it becomes stale and repetitive as it goes on. It's just regurgitating. Wash and rinse, if you know what I mean. Christopher Zulu was on. Yeah, great film, Zulu. True story as well. True story as well. Zulu. Fuck them, fancy being in the middle of them and all them fucking coming at you, thousands of them. Oh. Stanley Baker. I don't like Michael Caine because I always remember him when he was in one of the Jaws, and it was fucking shocking. And when I seen what he had said, he said, "Why did you make that film? You knew that it was going to be bad and it was looking bad." He said it was for the money. And I thought, you greedy prick. That was the end of him for me. Fucking hate greed. I'm a funny fella, aren't I? I just hate greed. Fucking hate it. And greed, Bill, excuse me, greed manifests jealousy. You know that too. Anyone who's got more money than you or better, whatever, that's jealousy. Greed. Frank Neville Smith wrote Gumshoe and it was directed by Stephen Frears. Neville Smith, that's a fucking hell. That's him. Thanks you. I knew it was something Neville anyway. I actually met him. He was only young. Knocking about with this girl. Neville Smith. Like, I didn't know anything about gumshoe then, you know. Didn't know it, but I think it was just about to come out because they were talking about it. You know, the new film, whatever he wrote has been made into a film, and that was it, Gumshoe. Nice one, Gary. Thank you. I'm working, so couldn't watch it, says Christopher. I'm working, so couldn't watch it. Watch what? Zulu? Are you kidding, Christopher? And the vlogs. Do you ever remember Masters of the Universe with Skeletor? Used to love that growing up. Yeah, I never ever watched things like that though. Masters of the Universe. When I used to be a kid going down to the Picture House, the Gaiety, Scotty Road, Saturday morning, Saturday matinee, seeing Flash Gordon and Ming, seeing Johnny McBrown and Hopalong Cassidy. And we used to go, honestly, we used to run home, smacking our bums, pretending to be on horses. You know, it was great. We was only about 19 then, you know what I mean? Running home. Me and my little mates. Great. Great memories. Don't fucking worries about wars or anything. And Paulie says, I was only talking about Jason and the Argonauts lately. Every Christmas we'd watch that. When videos were out, yeah, me and my brothers turned into Argonauts as we watched. We watched it that much. Fantastic. I tell you what, it was a great scene. You know, besides the skeletons, that was it. You know, the skeletons. Was the when you see Neptune coming out of the water, and you just see him pushing the cliffs back as they were closing in and falling, and he just, see, can't fucking move me arm. Brilliant stuff. Good job, I'm not an actor, isn't it? We won't want you for the next take, Frank. Hang on a minute, my arm's paining me. But you're right there, Paulie. Jason and the Aggies. And we were all Aggies, weren't we? Not them skeletons. See the faces on them skeletons as well? Horrible, weren't they? For cartoons, says Gary, it's got to be the Wacky, yes, and the Pink Panther and Popeye. Do you know what? Popeye was a funny thing. I never really got into it, albeit I used to watch it. And Pluto and Olive Oil. Fucking come on. Popeye, Olive Oil, and Pluto. Wacky Races was brilliant. Stop the Pigeon. Absolutely brilliant, though. I'm going to tell you about a film. It's up to you to watch it, though. When I read this from Paulie. I love black and white comedies, School for Scoundrels, brilliant. Terry Thomas can't beat him. And the likes. At the moment, I'm enjoying Will A. Oh, come on. Absolutely. They are from another time, really fun. Oh, fantastic. Will A. More Marriott than that other fucking fella. Three of them. When he's in the school and they go to Paris, you see them doing the exams, don't you? And one of them he's got an eye patch, and Billy's looking at him like that. Must have say, "Oh, what's fucking wrong with your eye?" And he goes like that, doesn't he? But he's got all the answers down on his eye patch. The fella puts it back up. That's right, brilliant. There's a film I watched the other morning, as you do when you're lying in bed doing nothing, and just sitting up. I wasn't going to get up into the cold, so anyway, I'm sitting there and put this film on. And I thought, I'll get up and watch this. So I got up and watched it. And it's called The Boat. It's called The Boat. And it's set in Malta. All you see is a fella coming out of his house, walks down, goes through an arch, goes along this little jetty, and there's his little boat there, little motorboat, with an outboard engine on the back, if you know what I mean. Not one of these ones you turn on and fucking drive off or sail off. It's on the back where you pull the cord and the engine starts and you're away. And all of a sudden you just see him going out to the harbour where he lived. On the backdrop you see like some people on the beach, playing around, locals, only a few of them playing around, little mad kids. And then all of a sudden you see him out and he's into the sea then, obviously the Mediterranean. And he comes into this mist and he goes in and it's terrible fog. And you see him, he's unreeling this like fishing thing. It wasn't a rod, it was one of those, things that you unravel and, you just throw in. Them little reel things. And then all of a sudden, he gets bumped. He jerks forward and turns around, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. And he goes, and then all of a sudden he sees it. He sees this big bow of a ship or a boat, big boat. And then he goes around it. And it's a beautiful yacht, modern yacht. And he shouts, "Hello? Hello? Anyone there?" And no answer. There's nothing. Zilch. And then he looks through his, like a little window. Shaped like that. And he looks through, he's like, nothing. And then he climbs aboard and he's shouting, "Is anybody there?" So he's thinking, obviously, it's an abandoned ship, an abandoned yacht. And he starts thinking, I'll just leave it at that. The Boat. And you get it on YouTube. I'm not telling you to watch it. But It's like I watched a film called Man Versus, and I asked people to watch that. Fucking hell, my arm's killing me, boys and girls. It's all the fucking movement. I'm in fucking burger. Just wish I could get some fucking help, honestly. Anyway, I watched a film just called Man Versus, and that's all it says, Man Versus. And it's about, you see this like little television crew comes along, picks up this fella at his house, the little girl runs out and says, "See you, daddy?" She says, "Okay, see you soon." Okay, gives her a kiss. Because what he is, he's one of these fellas, like a reality thing. This is a reality thing where he's a survivalist. That's the television series. It's a proper film, by the way. It's not a television series, but I'm just giving you the backdrop because he's a reality thing, a survivalist for the television company. And this fella says, "We've got to do a good one this time." He says, "Yeah, okay." And anyway, they drop him off. This is in America. They drop him off miles, miles from anywhere. Miles from anywhere, into this fucking like big forest or whatever. And you see him survive. And I'll leave it at that. It's called, you get it on YouTube, it's called Man Versus. Someone watched it and I think you've got to get into the thing itself. It's good. I thought it was great myself. Really did. Because I'm into things like that. So that's Man Versus the game, the boat. You all get on YouTube. Congo as well. If you like any jungly things. Joe John Baker's in it. Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Joe John Baker's in it. I like Joe John Baker. I'm trying to think of another one. I can't think of the title. But as I said, if you like Michael Douglas and Sean Penn, the game, watch it if you haven't seen it. The Golden Voyage of Sinbad as well, if you like anything like this. Even Jason, get that up. It's good. I watched a latest one. Don't even want to talk about it. There's one where you get on YouTube. I thought it was very good. Kevin Spacey. A few weeks ago, I watched it. Something margin. So if you find something margin, and you see Kevin Spacey and good actors in it as well, that's well worth a watch as well. Enjoyed that. And you haven't been saying much on here, have you? But you can stream a lot of stuff now. As Paulie says, the likes of the Willie, Will they? Come on. Funny enough, I watched the Gary Rigby mentions, yeah, but it was a cartoon, Pink Panther. I never watched any of that, to be honest. But I did watch Peter Sellers in the Pink Panther, and that's on as well, isn't it? Funny, brilliant Sellers, absolutely brilliant. There's time, anything Pink Panther. All right, then, seeing that you're not talking to me, I'm just sitting there, I could I don't want to start talking football. I don't want to start talking. Um, I'm sorry, but I don't want to start talking about Venezuela because it gets me angry. I'm really upset about it and what America are fucking doing, causing wars everywhere. The regime changes, the fucking horrible people. And they're going to attack Iraq soon. They're going to destroy a fucking country that's been sanctioned since 1959, and that's Cuba, all because of this fucking Marco Rubio wants to destroy Cuba. And to destroy Cuba, you've got to get the country that feeds them with energy and helps them along financially, and that's Venezuela. Fucking shocking what they do. And I'm dead upset about it. And I thought that you'd be more talkative, but I think you're fucking watching something, so I'm going to end. Thanks for keeping me company this morning. Hope everything turns out well. For you tomorrow as well. I'll be doing that watch along if you want to watch. Gary, one of my favourite films on you. It's brilliant. Terry Thomas is in that, isn't he? I haven't watched it for years, but it is very funny. Spencer Tracy. And there's a fella in it. And he's just like a big mama's boy, isn't he? Big jump. All right, mama. Okay, mama. I'm coming, mama. That's all I remember about, certain things. Mad world. Might have a go to cheer myself up, to be honest. And Christopher says, Pink Panther was really funny. Peter Sellers was also good in being there. I'll never ever watch that because I was upset when he died, and that was his last film. Being there. There he's in the White House, he's like the gardener. I won't watch it. Because I was upset with him. He was only 54, I think. 52, 54, and he died. Now, if we had the technology then, what we've got today, he'd still be alive. Same as Bobby Darin. Bobby Darin died of like the same thing, and he was only in his 30s, late 30s. Mid to late 30s, Bobby Darin. Because he had like a defect of the heart. But if they had the technology back then, both of them would be still alive today. It's terrible pain, Fucking hell. We're still here, Frank, says Gary. And Farley says, thank you, Frank. Cheers, Farley. I'm trying to think of this film before. I'll tell you what to watch. And I think it's a cracking film. Hang on. Yeah, do you know the boat? The boat. It's called the Aulus. The Aulus. Aulus. It's a funny. It's a Greek name. It's a Greek name, and it's when I first caught. You see this fella in his little boat, and he's going around it, and you see the name, the Aulus. Now, the Aulus was a god of the gods of the wind on the seas. He was a god of wind on the seas, but he led you to death. And I thought, the Aulus, and is that me thinking the Aulus, especially when he gets on board and it's empty. And I thought, I wonder. And I think I was right. Just watch it. And remember the Aulus, the god of wind, of the seas. You'll be able to look it up anyway. Fucking hell. Oh, look, I've got to go, boys. This pain's killing me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But if you can join me tomorrow, do you know what I should have done? I'll have to start taking them, which I don't want. I hate taking painkillers. Fucking hate that. I always remember after my neck was done in, I had to take these painkillers, but you put them, they were cancer things, under your tongue, to kill the pain. But the pain, it was there, it was dormant, but you knew it was a funny sensation. And you knew that it was there. But thank God for them tablets, that you put under your tongue. That's another fucking story about me. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for the last hour. Nearly the last hour and a half. Being on, I've said my piece about Liverpool Football Club and Slot. Said my piece about fucking Trump and America and, the illegal invasion. I wonder if the EU will call them out. I wonder if any of the Western will call them out for invading a sovereign country now. They fucking quick to invade, to call out Russia, though, weren't they? And they had the motive because of Russian-speaking people being bombarded with shells, being killed, 15,000 dead. So they had the motive to go in and say, listen, we've had a fucking enough of this. Because they've been pleading, Ukraine, the people of the Donbass area have been pleading with Russia to go in and help. Please help us. Fucking men, women and children were being killed. And they went in. They were asking the West, please stop this. For 8 fucking years they were asking the Russians. Because they wanted to fucking... they thought they could take on Russia. And they still fucking think it today. And if you think that Ukraine is there's no fucking men. And if you think Russia is fighting the Ukrainians, there's none of them left. They're fighting fucking NATO and mercenaries from everywhere. From Britain, Poland, you name it, France, America, everywhere. That's who they're fighting. Anyway, I'm going to finish on that. As I said, I'm very upset over this. Very upset, and I'm angry. And you should be as well. Have a great weekend, Frank, and everyone. Up the movie watching Reds. Yeah. And I'll see you all tomorrow. I promise you, I will take painkillers tomorrow. I'm not having this. I'm going to take some now. Just have a cup of tea and take some. Could have me water as well. There's my old little mate here. Paul Bear. Big red, like us all. Still can't speak about ballsy and the crap we watched. Yeah. I just want him gone now. I really do. Fuck him. You know, even if he wins every fucking game from now on till the end of the season, I want him gone. He's fucking useless. I want his backroom staff gone. I want Edwards gone, and I want the Invisible Man Hughes gone. But they won't go because fucking FSG fucking put them in, planted them there. And on that wonderful note, I wish you a good day. Have a good day as well. Keep warm. And I'll see some of you tomorrow around 2 o'clock for the watch along. Pre-match, watch along. And the post-match. Fucking hell. I've got to go, boys. I really have. And girls, thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Thank you.